Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Captain Wilson from the flight deck. And firstly, on behalf of the crew, which is me and me alone, I'd like to welcome you on board this flawless 195 World Tour service from Sao Tome to Brazzaville. This is flight 92 of 210. If this is your first flight with us, then we do recommend that you watch the route explainer video to get a grasp of what's going on and where I am. And if you are a returning viewer, however, please do get yourself subscribed to the channel. We're clear to taxi out in the next 10 minutes. So local time, where are we? We are an hour behind the UK. So local time, 3:20 will be the departure time. And the flight time is expected to be about an hour and 20 minutes. So a little bit longer than has been the norm of late. With us dipping around the western coast of Africa, there's been a lot of 20-minute, half-an-hour flights. But yeah, an hour and 20 minutes, so a bit of a lengthier one. And that is partly due to the fact that I've done the last two countries the wrong way round. So it should have been, I should be already on the mainland, African mainland now, and the flight should be about 50 minutes. 40 minutes, but I'm in Sao Tome and Principe, and so that's extended the flight by another half an hour. So an hour and 20 minutes it is flight time. I don't know what I'm going to do in terms of music or documentaries. It's been the recent theme. I'll see what I pick. I've got some sort of couple of dance tunes lined up just to get us out, get us up there, and then we'll have a look at what we put on for 40 odd minutes before we start coming down again. But yeah, an hour and 20 minutes in countries, it's Sao Tome and Principe to the Republic of the Congo, or just Congo. Before then, I've said before in the last video, literally jumping across the river to the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So, well, I don't know much about that situation, but I'd hazard a guess that they're not best friends, but that is just a wild guess. So, yeah, the next flight after this is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to have to extend that flight artificially to sort of create a loop to come round, because it's literally one side of the river to the other, the two airports. So in theory you could do the flight in about a minute flat, but I'm gonna create my own sort of flight loop to come out and come round and land on the other side of the river. So yeah, it's going to be a weird one, the next flight. So flight 93, stay tuned, could be one of a kind, but flight 92 it is right now, and we are heading to Maya Airport, Brazzaville. Local temperature down there seems to be about 29 degrees, and we are in a race against time in terms of daylight as well. I think we could be getting towards a sunset scenario as we come in. So yeah, no, I think we're all right. I think we've got another 20 minutes, half an hour of daylight after we land. So it shouldn't be a nighttime landing, let's put it that way. It shouldn't be a nighttime landing. But other than that, I'll prepare the plane now, get the safety demo on, and everything should be fine. Also another thing to say, well, a couple more things to say. Regarding ILS, we have got ILS in, so I'll be coming south and it'll guide me in. I've not used ILS for maybe about 20 flights or so, maybe once in the last 20 odd flights I've actually used ILS, so I'm going to have to remember how to do that, because I've just been manually landing the plane myself, just been taking manual control at 10,000 feet and going, right, let's have a look then. Where's the runway? It's over there. Right, let's line it up and get it in. I've been my own boss, but no, we have got ILS in because it's actually got two runways. I think this is the first, honestly, maybe the first on the African leg, the first proper big international airport on the African leg so far, or maybe the ones in northern Africa, Tunisia, Morocco, those countries, maybe they had two runways, but it's the first country for a long time that has got an airport with two runways. So I had to pick a runway for the first time in a couple of months. But anyway, That's beside the point. The other little note of contention is the length of this runway. I did say when we landed yesterday, I said this could be a tricky one. So yeah, we are going to need every single inch of this runway to get this thing off the ground. I would think heading out towards the ocean. And like I said yesterday, it's a good job it is just open ocean, because if there was any tall buildings at the end of the runway, it might not be doable. But it's going to be flat. There's going to be nothing to hit apart from the Atlantic. There's going to be nothing to hit. So we should be okay. But yeah, it's going to be full toga and prey. So get your seatbelts on now. I'll prepare I'll prepare the plane for departure. And let's get out of here and let's head for the Republic of the Congo. Let's head for Brazzaville. Hour and 17 minutes predicted. Hour and 22, I reckon. Right, let's get the safety demo on and let's get out there.
Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following safety procedures. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes,
I need some more volume
oxygen
here.
masks,
I can't hear nothing, mate.
position that you must adopt.
Right, well, yeah, we're definitely going at 39,000 feet, aren't we? Because we'll be at 39 for quite a while.
On this aircraft. The cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you.
Swear down.
Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you.
Ooh, sneaky.
Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened,
too fast.
adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on.
And there you go.
Recommend that you
And
keep
the
it
seatbelt
fastened
signs are on.
at all times. If the
Timed
air
it like a
supply
peach.
fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place.
I wonder if the
with
APU's
strap.
like that in real life. You have to
Pull
press
on
it 3
each
times.
side
I would
to
doubt it.
adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others.
But for some reason in the
If
sim,
we
you have to
land on
press the
water,
APU
take a
3
life jacket
times for
from
it to go.
under your
All right
seat.
then, I'll
Remove
switch
from
on.
the pouch and put it
What am I doing? Yeah, come up here.
Pass the tapes around your waist and
Pass the
clip
tapes around your waist.
Pull the strap to adjust.
Come on.
Do not inflate it inside the
Oh,
aircraft.
definitly don't do
When
that.
outside, inflate it by
You're like a
pulling the
Michelin
toggle.
man trying to fit through the door.
Fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into this tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention.
If it gets to the point where you need the light and whistle, mate, it's not been a good flight, has it? If you need the light and whistle on your safety vest, it's probably not been a successful flight, has it? The world tour's probably over. Listen, if you need to tie the tapes round your waist and use the light and whistle, it ain't been a good flight. It's the end of the world tour. Rightio. Let's get the engines. Engines are spooling up. Get your flaps set. Get your flaps set, mate. Get your light to taxi. And we're ready to go. Full beans through the terminal. Right. Okay. Yeah. How am I getting out of here? Oh, hang on. Yeah, because look at that. I'm boxed in. It's gonna be. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it's a tricky maneuver coming up. What's going on over there in the ocean over there? Somebody please explain what is going on over there. I really don't know what that is. Is it a sea monster? Answers on a postcard. Right, let's do this. He shouldn't be stood there. So you're lucky to survive that, mate. I'll be honest. Yeah, we'll go round this. We don't be hitting any fuel. Well, any fuel. Full stop. Full stop. We don't need any fuel tanks, do we? And then we'll pull this kind of a manoeuvre, and then we'll. Oh, mate, this runway is short. You know. This runway length is not to be underestimated. It's touch and go, this. I think we'll be fine as long as it's downhill. I think we'll be fine as long as it's downhill, mate. Because I've experienced it before where it's slightly uphill. And you can tell because the speed doesn't come up quite as quick, and you're like, oh, yeah, this is taking quite a bit to get to takeoff speed. And that I can only assume is that in certain scenarios the runway is slightly uphill. But I'm hoping this is at least flat. Could do with a bit of downhill action, to be honest. Right, we got clearance for takeoff, me old mate. I think we have. F195, baby. Flawless 195 is on the hold short. Right, what else do I need to do? I could do with, I don't need it to be that zoomed in, do I? Oh yeah, we're heading south east, by the way, if you can't work it out from that. Let's go. Right, let's head that away before pulling the big 180. Should we get some tunes on? Let's get some tunes on, Brev. What's the volume saying on that? Let's get some tunes on. Let's pick up the mood. How we feeling? How we feeling this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen? Flight 92 of 210 is upon us. Sao Tome and Principe to the Republic of the Congo. How many people have said that as a sentence? Not many. We don't need no fire trucks round here. It's all good. Don't worry. Don't worry, mate. The runway's long enough. Ooh, just about. I'm excited for this one. Come on. Listen, I'm 92 flights in. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying this as if it's the first flight. You know what I mean? Because I was worried, I might get a bit bored of doing it. You know what I mean? Because I go through phases in life, me. I'll be right into something, and then I'll be right into a series, and then I'll miss an episode, and then I've lost it. I'm a bit of problematic like that. But nah, I'm keen. I come home and I'm like, Brazzaville, here we come. I'm still as keen 92 flights in as I was in the first half dozen flights, so that's good. Bodes well. The enthusiasm's strong. The motivation is through the roof. Right, whoa, where are we? Where are we going? Look, it's beautiful, isn't it, though? Like, on a scenery level. I wonder if it is actually like this. And you right on... No, there'll be some fences and stuff, but I'm sort of glad there isn't within the sim. Look at that. Fantastic. The views in Sao Tome. Right, let's get us straightened up. Oh my goodness me. Do you know what? I am going to back up. I was half joking yesterday when I said I'm going to put it in the field, but I'm not joking. I think I'm gonna at least go to the end. Go to the. Let's do this. We need every inch of runway. I don't want to push my luck and go into the field. You know what I mean? You have damaged the landing gear. World tour over. You know, I don't want to be risking anything, but we need a good run up. We need a good run up. Right, that'll do us. Right, look at that. There you go. You can't say we're not using every inch of the runway, can you? Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't like this, you know. Should I go back further? I don't like the look of that. I just don't. I really don't. Do we go back to them bushes there? No, because it might... I can't be bombing it on the grass, so can I? Oh, but I don't like... Look at this view here. I don't like that, you know. It's fucking risky, this, you know. I'll go back a little bit further. Imagine this is the crucial thing that means that I can actually take off. Imagine that without this, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I might be exaggerating how short the runway is, but it just looks particularly... I think this is risking it now. I think I better not go back any further. I think I'm risking it here now. Will this make all the difference? Extra couple of yards? Oh, Christ. Oh. Are your seatbelts on? Are your seatbelts definitely on? Right, I'm not going to do the power in 2 stages like you're supposed to do professionally. Right, we're just going to go. Oh, in fact, there's even a better way to do it. You hold the parking brake on and give it full beans and then take the parking brake off. Yeah, this is the way. This is the way. Look at this. Give it full power now and then take the handbrake off. Right, this is the only chance. Here we go. Pray that it's long enough. Here we go, flight 92. I think we're going to be all right. Sao Tome and Principe to Republic of the Congo is upon us. V1, yeah, the runway is long enough. And now we can take off with acres to spare. Gear up. Flaps 0. Whew, I can breathe. I can breathe. We're all right. It's fine. Go for the switch over then to autopilot. There's the switch over and it swerves away from the flight path before swerving back again. Of course it does, you know the game. Right, let's go lights off. Let's go power slightly down. And let's go full 200 nautical miles on there. Let's go 160 mile radar and let's go seatbelt signs off. We're all right, everything's under control. Okay, drink service imminent. Right, here we go then. Everything is set. there we go. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Now there's a landscape you don't see every day. Only on Flawless 195. In fact, I might as well keep the angle of the camera like that for a bit. Why not? I never do that. Why not? Oh, right, how are we? Right, let's see what tunes we can have. I don't need to be talking the whole way through. Right, I'll speak to you when necessary. Yeah, because not really got much to waffle about. We're on our way. Be 20 minutes up. What will it be? 40 minutes across, 20 minutes down, something like that. Radio, speak to you later on. Enjoy the tunes.
He wants to hold the children up high when they come tearing through the ride to save them from falling, to save them from falling. He wants to bring a little honey to the saltiness of grief, to come up from underneath you used to say that you would rescue me, you yourself lost at sea.
There's an interesting video I want to watch. Well, interesting to me anyway. I'm going to just put this on a minute. Bear with me.
2025, and the 2026 cars are already smashing expectations of what we expected. Team started in January.
Let me just
1st
listen to this
of
a minute.
2025 was when the
Because there's been a lot of negativity about the 2026 F1 rules, but this one sounds like it's a positive swerve on it.
It's late 2025, and the 2026 cars
Come on.
are already
Give
smashing
us a positive angle,
expectations
for
of what we
goodness
expected.
sake.
Team started in January 1st
Yeah.
of 2025 was when the baseline 2026 designs were shown, and teams were able to
Not
use
true.
their early prototypes for the new rules. And in
Not
just
true.
months, they've
That's when the actual details were shown. That's when 2026 rules were shown in like 2023. But that's when it became more of a detail. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not.
teams
There's
were
such
able
listen.
to use
I'm not
their
going to be
early
that guy.
prototypes
I'm not
for
gonna
the
be
new
that guy.
rules.
I'm not going to be
And
that
in
guy.
just months, they've cut about 3
not
to
gonna be
4
that guy.
seconds of
I
lap
could be
time.
that guy, I'm
And
not
that's
gonna
not
be that
even giving us the full picture. They've probably cut even more behind closed doors. And this isn't just a small performance gain, it's a pretty massive leap forward. And looking at it, these cars can easily be faster than the 2025 cars by the time we even hit the track. This
Right,
comes out
I'm
from
gonna
a
say
very
not.
reputable
Right, I'm going to say not. I'm going to say... let's have a guess here. Right. I'm going to say the 2026 cars are going to be 2 seconds a lap slower than they are now. Which won't make any difference visually on TV or anything. No one will know. But... But I don't think they're going to be as fast, or certainly not faster. From everything I've heard, all the negativity I've heard, at one point they were saying, oh, they're going to be slower than F2, they're going to be 7 seconds slower, they're going to be as fast as an F2 car, they were saying a few months ago. And now they say, oh, it could be faster. I don't think so. I think it's going to be, the truth, more often than not, the truth lies somewhere in between the extreme views, doesn't it? You know, you could look at a lot of things in this world, and the truth usually lies somewhere in the middle. And so, they're not going to be 7 seconds a lap slower. They're not going to be faster. I reckon 2 seconds slower. Come on. That's where my money's going. What's this bro saying? What's he saying?
And looking at it, these cars can easily be faster than the 2025 cars by the time we even hit the track.
I doubt
this
it.
comes
But
out
go
from
on.
a very reputable source,
Okay.
Autoracer IT.
Okay.
And a lot is said about how these cars are upgraded, the crazy steep
Upgraded,
development
right,
curve,
okay.
and in general, just how these teams are bending the rules to get the most out of the performance in these 2026
Have they got
cars.
more
They
leeway
already
with
look
the...
pretty damn aggressive. We have heard a slight snippet. I'm not
Go
sure
on.
if this is actually the engine or not.
Okay.
Give me your thoughts down below. I'll play it for a second.
Oh, we're going to be leveling out in a minute as well. Red Bull
Personally,
powertrain.
sounds a little whiny. There are some elements I like, but I hope it's a lot louder. Regardless of that.
Oh,
if
well,
you're
that's
new
what
here,
they're going to
please go
sound
ahead,
like. That was a short
subscribe.
clip,
We're on
wasn't
the
it?
road to 100K.
What is that what they're going to sound
Means the
like?
world
Hang
having
on a minute.
your guys' support.
Oh,
and
I've pressed the wrong button, haven't I? Hang on a minute, mate. Was that what they're going to... Was that an audio clip, was it? I didn't really... I wasn't paying attention, was I? Here he is. Hang on, I better get off that screen. Hang on a minute. Was that an audio clip?
engine or not. Give me your thoughts down below. I'll play it for a second.
Go on then. Ah, yeah,
Personally,
it
sounds a
is
little-
whiny. Yeah. You can hear
I've heard
the hybrid.
A slight snippet. I'm not
Go on then,
sure
do it
if
again.
this is actually the engine or not.
Do it
me your
again,
thoughts
and then
down
we gotta
below.
level
I'll
out the
play it
plane.
for a second. Personally, sounds a little whiny. There are some elements I like, but
Can
I
we
hope
go
it's a
back
lot
to
louder.
Can we go back to
Regardless of that, if you're new
2004,
here,
please?
Please go ahead and subscribe. We're on the road to 100K. Means the world having your guys'
No, we
support
can't go back
and
to
helps me out
2004.
tremendously. So thank you for that. Let's get started with the video. I've talked a lot about these rules. I do not want to reiterate again
Okay.
what's changing the whole smaller, greener, faster talk that you've probably heard a million times with these 2026
Okay.
cars. Instead, I want to talk about how they are fast-tracking this development, where it's getting to, and what we've heard from the 2026 teams being Mercedes, Red Bull, Aston Martin, and where each team could be standing between these 3 to 4 seconds. This is moving pretty fast, and early 2026
Yeah, you
models
see,
are
this
already
is another
tested
thing,
in the
right?
Sims.
That's reminding me of. Another thing is the grid's going to be spread. The grid, because right now you can have I don't know, a second and a half between pole position and last. I don't know if it's that close, but let's say 2 seconds can cover the entire grid, right? From Gabriel Bortoletto, bless his soul, or Franco Colapinto, from Franco Colapinto in P20 to Max Verstappen on pole can be 2 seconds. I reckon you could be at 3-4 seconds. There's going to be a bigger field spread. You could get a team that absolutely nails the rules and be a second clear at the front. I hope that doesn't happen. Listen, I hope that I do not like dominance, but when there's a new rule set like that, you're going to get people that nail it and people that miss a trick. 2009. Let's have a look at your data. Right, but you are with any major rule set. Look at Mercedes 2014. They were miles clear and won the next like 7 championships with that advantage. Yeah, peak times, bro. 2014 to like 2020. It's not many. You could fit all that into a highlight reel of about 5 minutes. Let's just do this. I need to think about what I'm doing for a minute. Is the speed... What have I done here with the speed? Oh, it's just 259 it. It's not doing what it usually does. Let's just 259 it. It's because I've not done it right. Oh, I'm 258 now. Right. It should creep up to 259 anyway. If it goes 261, then well, it does. Right, what's he saying?
How they are fast tracking this development, where it's getting to, and what we've heard from the 2026 teams being Mercedes, Red Bull, Aston Martin, and where each team could be standing between these 3 to 4 seconds. This is moving pretty fast, and early 2026 models are already tested in the Sims. We've seen Cadillac do their 2026 Sims. More recently, Audi just got into the simulator, and Hulk talked about not being too quick to judge the 2026 cars.
Audi's
Charles Leclerc and Lance Stroll have already given their thoughts.
Audi and
not
Cadillac
really
on the grid
the
next
feel of
year.
the car, but these are still not the models we're going to see on track.
Come on,
They're
slow down.
quicker and more advanced in what they're testing. If you think about a lap time typically being about 130, dropping to 127, that is about 3 years of development from 2022 to 2025.
Right.
Now, a lot of this pace is coming from aero, of course, power delivery, and just learning how to extract the most in these.
I don't even think it's about
active
power.
aero
The
cars.
engines have been
Aero's
stable.
gonna
It's
be the
purely
biggest
aero.
gain, of course, even with the power unit being so important. If we go off of hypotheticals and everything is extracted perfectly in the car, aerodynamics is the most important, then comes the power unit, then think smaller chassis with the weight, and then efficiency as a whole in the car.
Yeah.
Altogether, this adds up into lap time. Of course, the teams that have more tunnel development are going to take bigger risks and try to bend the rules as much as possible. We're already
Not
seeing
true.
this in some designs being made.
Not true, because the teams that will have the bigger time in the aero, in the wind tunnels, is the teams that finish at the back and therefore have less budget anyway. So it's the rich teams that are going to take more risks because they can afford to. You know, Sauber might, or Audi might have a million years in the wind tunnel, but what's Audi's budget? I don't know. Alpine, for example, are going to have a million years in the wind tunnel because they finished last. But their budget ain't going to be half of what Ferrari, Mercedes and Red Bull's budget is it? So, not true. The teams that have got more money can afford to take more risks. Anyway, I'm not going to be that guy.
By some news sources and people that know how to work around in Blender, and reading the rules, in particular that inboard design. These cars are going to try and have as little outwash as possible. That is at least what the FIA wants, but the Formula One teams are going to want the opposite. For stability purposes,
see, that's a
balance
constant
reasons,
battle.
and if you can throw off the other team with
That's
some
a
dirty air,
constant
that's
battle because the FIA wants in-wash so that the air is not being flung off the car and then it affects the car behind it. And but then for aero efficiency, you're going to want the outwash. It's a constant. That's a constant battle. There'll never be a truce on that. There'll never be a truce. The teams are never going to go, all right, you want us to make it easier for the car behind to follow. You don't want any air disruption. All right, we'll stick to... No. They're always going to prioritise being a tenth of a second quicker and chucking a load of air out. And it's just a part of the game, mate.
It's always a plus for you if you are ahead. The front wings, especially those plates on the side, are going to have a lot of development, try and extract as much air as possible to go around the tire, which is something we see even nowadays with the cars and how important it is to have clean airflow going over the tire so you do not stress them as much in the race. It's been Pirelli that's been receiving this information from Formula One teams. Each team has to drop some type of data to Pirelli saying how quick the cars are developing, where they're at, and how is their pace. And 4 seconds so far has been the fastest. I think we can safely assume, based off of the rumors, that the teams in this fight are probably Mercedes, Ferrari, and Aston Martin. And then you could probably assume also McLaren, maybe Williams is really that high up based off of aero development. And then the least being about 3 seconds.
I doubt it,
Now,
man.
remember, these
Are you overrating Williams there? Williams ain't got that kind of a budget, man. I mean, Williams are coming on strong, don't get me wrong, but Williams aren't in the conversation with Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren, are they? They're not.
that they are giving to Pirelli.
I mean, I wish they were. It'd be better for the sport if they were, but they're not.
That doesn't mean it's a finalized point and exactly where they're at in their data.
Do you know what? It'll be really interesting to see where Cadillac are. Are Cadillac going to be at the back by a clear margin? Would be my bet. But it'd be interesting to see if they're not. My bet would be Cadillac are going to be 21st and 22nd on the grid, and there's going to be, maybe a second to 20th. That's my bet. I hope I'm wrong. Because starting a team from scratch is a near impossible task when these teams are run to within an inch of the lines. These teams are run unbelievably well. To just rock up on the grid and be in the mix from day one is a massive task. I don't think they can hope for that. I think they'll know that they're going to be a year or two off the back, not even at the back, off the back. But if they're not, then that'd be fantastic. You know what I mean? If they're in the mix straight away, even if the 17th and 19th or 18th and 21st or whatever it may be, then big ups to him. If they're not lining up on the last two grid spots at the beginning of next year and a second behind, then that's a massive, it's a monumental effort.
And most of Pirelli has already been assuming that the teams are not giving the full picture as of right now. So these cars probably are a little bit quicker anyways. But for a lot of these cars, weight is going to be very important. The disadvantage that Red Bull had in 2022, just being about 10 kilos on Ferrari, put them behind for the first 6 or 7 races till they decided to take off some paint and optimize a couple of other aero parts. But they were 20 kilos
so Sauber
above
were
the Sauber car, who was very quick in the start, and then development-wise didn't really make much of an improvement as other teams shredded weight.
So the Sauber was really light, was it?
It's very important for teams to get that
when
down.
When was that? At the beginning of 2022?
Sauber was able to do, get P4s, 5s, just because they were at the minimum weight and nobody else was. And just overall, a lighter car brings much more advantages in the low-speed corners. And in this regulation period, it's going to allow for big-time energy savings, which is going to be important.
Right,
It's also kind of a downside with these 50-50 splits. There's
I
also a big
remember
belief
it doesn't
that
get
teams are
talked
not
about
gonna
now,
have-
yeah, but it doesn't get talked about now. But yeah, I remember weight being a massive issue in 2022 because they were even not painting the cars to save a couple of grams and stuff like that. Weight was a massive problem.
as
wasn't it?
many rear wing configurations as they had in 2025. We see about 6 to 7 now. You're obviously going to have your Monza spec, your Monaco spec. We're going to see that, but then there's probably just going to be an in-between. It's not going to be as important to develop that in this
Okay.
regulation period because they're a bit more strict on the rear. Now, the
Oh,
front
okay.
wing, that's going to be developed like crazy, and especially
Yeah.
any of the upper aero design
Yeah.
and how the flow from the front of the car is getting to the back while optimizing both low and
See, I didn't
high
know that.
drag
You see, you learn
configurations.
something.
What's funny with the 2026
I didn't
cars
know
is
that
it's not
the,
just about how
um,
much downforce you want. Now, we did see this in 2022 as well.
rear
If many
wing
of you recall, the
Development's
whole porpoising
being
thing
strangled.
was-
I didn't know that. So, you know, I can't poke holes in everything. I didn't know that the rear wing development's been strangled and the, yeah.
Monaco spec, we're going to see that, but then there's probably just going to be an in-between. It's not going to be as important to develop that
Okay.
in this regulation period because they're a bit more strict.
Didn't
on the
know
rear.
that.
Now the front wing, that's going to be developed
Front wing where
like
it's- where it's
crazy,
at.
and especially
Yeah.
any of the upper aero design and how the flow from the front of the car is getting to the back while optimizing both low and high drag configurations. What's funny with the 2026 cars is it's not just about how much downforce you want. Now, we did see this in 2022 as well. If many of you recall, the whole porpoising thing was something teams
bad.
had to remember because too much downforce. Can
Yeah,
make the
who
car
remembers
bounce up and
porpoising?
down. I mean, we're seeing it right now with the Lyco
Criminal, that was.
SF25. And why having too much downforce in some areas can actually make your car
That was
worse.
really
and
bad,
the ride
wasn't
height
it?
optimization is
The
super
first
important.
half of
Now, the floor is
2022
definitely
was
not gonna
all
be
about
as significant
porpoising.
of a factor in these 2026
What a
regs,
joke.
but in relation to engine efficiency and weight, that's where downforce is going to be very important. Drivers have already talked about the car's
I'm bored of
behavior
this, are
on
you?
exit is insane, and it pulls out like
I'm
a
bored,
rocket,
mate.
very quick going on corner exits. In car
Listen, I live for that sport, but give it a break, man. La 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 na 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 na. Shattered me. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Let's have this tune on. So I knocked autopilot off and caused havoc. I dropped the controller and everything's under. Could you imagine that mid-flight? Oh my god, I hope it sorts itself out. I'm going too fast now and everything. Oh my god, can you imagine that mid-flight? Can you imagine that IRL? You'd be thinking mayday, you'd be thinking we're going down. You would. If that happened, right, I think everything back under control. Jesus Christ. Bonk, really fog on here. Woo, let's go. Everything's back under control on Flawless 195 World Tour. This is flight 92. SAO Tome to Brazzaville. Man, dropped the controller and knocked the plane into whatever happened. Oh, mate, everything's under control, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is under control. Don't panic, don't panic. When this is playing as well, all hell breaks loose. This is the all hell breaks loose kind of a soundtrack as well, isn't it? Perfect. Just trust me. Just you're just gonna have to trust me on this. Just trust me. Just trust me on this. I've gone a minute too early, but just trust me on this. Just trust me. Now. I should have pressed play now. Just trust me. All you gotta do is trust me. I don't want to talk over this guy, but just trust me, this is one of the greatest pieces of music ever made by mankind. Just trust me. Just trust me. Just trust it. Trust it. Trust that I know what I'm on about. In other news, we're starting the descent in about, I was going to say defence. Starting the defence against the Dark Arts class in 10 minutes. We're starting the descent in about 5 minutes' time. We'll be on our way down to Brazzaville, Republic of the Congo. Let's go. Well, it doesn't get much better than that, does it, really? Just put that out there. How'd you follow that? Well, we'll be down in 10 minutes. What should we have? I don't know how you follow that. You can't follow that. You just can't, can you? You can't really. Maybe this will be somewhat suitable. Right, let's figure out where I am here, what am I doing? Yeah, the daylight is fading fast. We're going to be, it's sunset mode in the Republic of Congo. And, yeah, it's a good job we're down in 10 minutes because I don't think we've got much daylight beyond that. Look at the terrain. It's not even loading in properly. Like, they don't even map this part of the world accurately, have they? It's just, yeah, it's not in full HD, this terrain, is it? It's not in full HD, is it, Democratic Republic? Hey, steady on. Republic of the Congo. Steady. Oh, yeah. It's a bit ominous, this soundtrack, isn't it? Yeah, this is good. This is fitting, this, really. It'd be even better if you're landing in the desert, but even so. Yeah, right. What's the game here? It's gonna be tense. It's gonna be tense into the Republic of Congo. Tense into Brazzaville. Probably is tense in Brazzaville, to be honest. Ooh, right. Yeah, this terrain is not in full HD, is it? This terrain is just, yeah, I think it's like that. Just copy and paste that hill 5,000 times. That'll cover that. That'll cover that region of Africa. Yeah, not full HD, but we're coming down nonetheless. Right, what's the scenario here? Right, we're getting pretty close, aren't we? Getting pretty close. Getting towards 10,000 feet. Well, I say 10,000 feet. I bet it's more like 7. The altitude's a lot. We're at a much higher altitude than we were. We were at sea level. Well, literally sea level. It's SAO Tome, so the altitude's going to be a bit off. Might be up to 3,000 feet off, I would imagine. Yeah, so we're not at 10,000. We're probably more at like 6 or 7 right now, but that's okay. Let's get the lights on. We actually need them. In fact, what I'll do is I'll switch the wing lights on as well, because it is sunset. Let's get them on. Let's get strobe. Full strobe. I mean, that's only relevant in thick cloud anyway, I think. But anyway, yeah, we need the lights. Look at this. Look at this scenery. Look at this setting. Whew. Gorgeous. I've timed it right. If I wanted golden hour, I've timed this flight to perfection. I thought I would have more daylight, to be honest. But no, we're landing at sunset is the situation. Landing at sunset. It's ominous. An ominous sunset at that. Right, the plane's going to level out here at 7, which is more like 4 or 5, but it's absolutely fine. We're about right here. I fancy being at 3 when we hit that bend. When we hit that left-hand bend, I want to be at 3 at least. Right, so let's gauge what's going on here. Yeah, I want to be at 3 at Tanis, really. So I might set it to come down to 5 and see what happens with regards to the real altitude. I don't know what it's telling me to do on ATC, but I'll do my own thing. Thank you very much. Where's it going? Where's it going? Where are we going? Where are we going, autopilot? Oh, why is it cutting this corner out? I'm not a fan of this. Why are we not following the flight path? What's going on here? We're cutting the corner off, are we? Are we shortcutting in? That's not part of the plan. Just for the record, I did not just swerve the plane to the left there. Is it going to recorrect itself? Well, no. Right, we better come down to 3, aren't we? I'll come down to 4 and see what it says. I'll come down to 4 and see what... I'll stay interior view now, actually. It's a smart thing to do. I'll stay interior view now. Yeah, we've seen enough of the sunset, haven't we? We'll stay interior view now. I might start coming down with the speed, actually, as well. I'll give it a minute on the speed. I'll give it a minute. I think I can see the runway over there as well. I can see the runway at the 10 o'clock. I don't know why it swerved, and now we're going back towards the flight path. I don't know what that was all about. Yeah, see, we're going back now. So what was all that about then, mate? Come down with the speed now. Better be safe than sorry. Why is it stopped at 4.8 as well? Oh, because the speed's coming down. Flaps 1. Landing gear down. Flaps 2. We should be banking to the left about now. Where's the bank to the left? Flaps 3. Music ramping up. Full flaps. Where's the left-hand turn? Where's the left-hand turn? Where's the left-hand turn? I'm gonna have to do it myself. It doesn't do it in the next 10 seconds. Where's the left-hand turn? It's not gonna happen, is it? It's not gonna happen, is it? Right. Autopilot off. Autopilot off. Right, forget ILS. Everything cancelled. Everything cancelled. Now am I landing on the left runway or the right? I don't remember. Look at this scenery though. Look at this though. In terms of visuals, this is as good as it gets, and the soundtrack as well. Look at this. Woo! Yeah, boy, this is what it's all about, man. Scenery-wise, soundtrack-wise, yeah. Come on down. Woo! Left-hand runway. Why does this landing feel so ominous? Is it officially nighttime? Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, look at this. Oh, the soundtrack's perfect, if I don't say so myself. Ooh. Oh, coming into land with this music in Africa just hits different at sunset. Wow. A moment to remember on Flawless 195 this. The last 5 minutes here have been epic. Wow. Just wow. It's all up to me now. Fantastic. We are down. Wow. This has been epic. What an epic final descent that was. Wow. Where do we need to be going? I can't go off to the left. Oh, I can. Yeah, I'll park it up over there. I was like, it's a housing estate. No, we can. And we will. Wow, that was epic. As a visual audio experience, I don't think it'll get better than that, you know, in this whole world tour. As a visual audio experience, that last 5 minutes then, I don't think it's going to get better than that. It was absolutely bang on, that music. Absolutely bang on. Oh, look at that. We'll park it up right here. Wow. Epic. That was awesome. Oh, I've put on the handbrake. Sorry. Just a bit of a shudder to a halt there. Right. That'll do us then. Have I got the handbrake on or off now? On. Right, there we go then. We are down. Welcome to the Republic of Congo. Welcome to Brazzaville. Oh, this soundtrack fits like a glove. Wow. Fantastic. That might be as good as it gets in terms of final descent on Flawless 195. Just epic. Absolutely epic. We are down safely. The world tour continues. This has been flight 92, Sao Tome to Brazzaville. Let's have a look how long it took us. Predicted time was 1 hour and 17 minutes. I always add on a bit, so I'm expecting 1 hour and 22. Seatbelts off. That was phenomenal. That's why we do it. That last 5 minutes. So I'm going to guess 1 hour and 22. Hour and 27. I'm slow. I was on a slow one. 1 hour and 27 minutes and 22 seconds. And I need to write that down. FC Barcelona. FCBB. So from FPST to FCBB. Wow, there we go. That was fantastic, wasn't it? Did it count any of the... No, it didn't count that any of it was at night. Maybe it's got to be another 10 minutes or so before official nighttime kicks in. But wow, that was brilliant. You know, we had some Gustav Mahler on as well towards the end, but when I got that Dune soundtrack on at the end, oh, fantastic. Radio, that's it. We are down safely, flight 92. If you are getting in the interesting, going to be a very interesting, won't be an hour and 27 minutes from Brazzaville to Kinshasa, I can assure you. A hop over the river, so I will... Yeah, the flight plan for that's going to be a bit mad. It's going to be my own flight plan. Yeah. So, join me tomorrow for flight 93 over the river. Yeah, it might just be a 5-minute flight sort of a situation. Could do it in a minute flat if I want. If I stay at roof, you know, if I stay at 100 feet. But I won't. I'll create a little loop around and line it up to give me enough, you know, to go out and then loop round and then line it up to come in again. In daylight hours, it won't be at sunset, I'll tell you that for true. But yeah, outside air temperature 29 degrees. Welcome to Brazzaville. Next up, flight 93 to Kinshasa. This has been Flawless 195. I've been Captain Wilson. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next time. The world tour continues.